Circle's IPO is hot. Whoa, no, I'm not going to talk about it. But you know what I am going to talk about? A new IPO that's getting launched. That's right, everyone. We got another crypto one, and it's an exchange. You're going to want to hear about this. We're also going to talk about Trump calling out Jay Powell, saying, homeboy, drop 100 basis points on the market and watch that rocket ship soar. He ain't gonna do it. He's gonna pause. We already know this, but we gotta talk about it because in the next couple days we got CPI data. We gotta talk about regs. We gotta talk about the FOMC meeting, XRP Hbar pricing, along with...
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
I do say lots of naughty things, but at least I'm fair and give you a warning about it. Yeah, that's right. Trump's pressing Jay Powell about dropping a hundo on the market. He ain't gonna do it. In fact, the latest odds have him at... Whoa, Klaus. What are you doing? Viewer comments come first. That's right. Hot, spicy, naughty, relevant. Maybe I'll share it at the beginning of the next video. I'm talking about your comments, ladies, gents, and blue-haired giraffes. Welcome to the weekend. You made it. I hope you have some fun this weekend. Big Dog says, what's up, Pop-Tart Slayer? Klaus, that's right. When we beat Pop-Tart in subs, I'm going to have a Pop-Tart demolition video. We're going to blow them up. We're going to light them on fire. We're going to do a little pew-pew with them. We're going to run them over. We're going to do all sorts of cool things with Pop-Tarts. So hit that subscribe button so we can beat Pop-Tarts in subs. They're like 2,000 subs ahead of us. We'll get there. Don't worry. And when we do, we're going to frickin' celebrate. James Lester says, the Trump and Musk feud looks like a WWE heel-to-face turn. Elon getting tired of firebomb. They're all playing like everyone had a fiddle. I'm a Trump guy, and even I gotta say, this seems really WWE style. Yeah, it does seem a bit theatrical, doesn't it? Speaking of theatrics, the Hudson's hanging out with us and says at the 1:30 mark, that's why they call it political theater. It's all scripted until we all wake up and we will stay slaves. Well, hopefully we don't stay slaves, and hopefully we get on the next juicy IPO train. Because guess what? Now we got an exchange going IPO, girlfriend. Bitcoin's in at 104,528 ETH. I don't want to do the heat map today. But first, crypto exchange Gemini confidentially files for a US IPO, baby. That's right, Gemini. Do you think this will be as big as Circle? I don't think so, but I still think it's going to be juicy. Why? Because whenever we talk about crypto and we talk about volume, who makes money on the volume? The exchanges. So when the crypto market sells off, who makes money? The exchanges. When the crypto market rallies, who makes money? The exchanges. Well, guess what, everyone? Crypto Exchange Gemini said on Friday, that's today, that's why you hit the subscribe button, so we could do a whole demolition compilation thing on Pop-Tarts. Gemini said on Friday it confidentially filed for a U.S. IPO as a digital asset companies move to tap into the renewed investor appetite amid improving market conditions. Several high-profile companies in those high-risk sectors, such as crypto and financial tech, have launched successful listings in recent weeks. Now, we don't have price targets, we don't have dates yet, because they just filed this. But as I get that information, I will pass it on to you, dudes, chicks, and blue-haired giraffes. Awesome, isn't it? Now, let me know down below, would you be interested in a Gemini IPO? I did put my money in for a Circle IPO, and I did not get it. So maybe I'll put my money in for a Gemini one to see if I get it. See this guy up on the screen? He's sad. You know why he's sad? He didn't get the Circle IPO. Sad. Trump presses Fed Chief Powell to cut interest rates by a full point. What? It ain't gonna happen. President Trump urged Federal Reserve Jay Powell to slash interest rates by a full point despite a better than expected jobs reports on Friday. Trump, who regularly knocks on Jay Powell to lower rates and knocks on him for doing a horrible job, says that the U.S. economy is doing great. He says, go for a full point. Rocket fuel, Trump wrote in a Truth Social post. Markets forecast virtually a 0% chance that rate decision is in 11 days and 21 hours. And guess what? It is. It's a 99.9% chance that he's going to pause. 0.1% that he actually raises it. Holy shit. The last time the Feds cut the rates by 1 full point happened during Biden's final year in office when we had the Rona lockdowns, the pandemics. This is what Trump wrote. Too late. At the Fed is a disaster. Europe has cut rates 10 times. We've had none. Despite him, our country is doing great. Go for a full point. Rocket fuel. What else is happening? Well, June 11th, mid next week, it's coming up quick. We got CPI data. the biggest thing that the Fed looks at when it comes to cutting rates. Now, Jerome did say, yes, he did. Jerome did say, though, that U.S.-China trade deals are going to be the biggest thing. They're not going to cut any rates until we find out what happens between the United States and China. So, CPI data, inflation trends, it's been going down. I would love to see it go down. I would love to see my wife go... No, that was naughty. I would love to see inflation keep going down. Join us. I'm going to do a live stream. It's always fun. Chat super lit. Y'all do a great job with it, by the way. Okay. So that's going on. If inflation goes up, not the best for the market, but I don't expect it to rock our world. If it goes down super low, I don't expect it to rock our world either. Here's why. Honestly, it all has to do with the United States, EU trade negotiations and the United States-China trade negotiations. That's the big deal. Lemon peel. So, 99.9% chance that the Fed is going to pause. When would our first cut be? Most likely the September meeting, everyone, where we've got a 60% chance that JP is going to cut rates. Where is Circle at right now? I just got to throw it in. Right now, they closed the day at $107. Yo, they were over 120. Holy crap. Highs of like 123 up. This is nuts. Right now, after hours is sitting at 112. So, will Gemini be as juicy as Circle? I don't think so. Circle's been making insane money, but then again, the exchange is making insane money on the volume. Volume right now is at $130 billion. Not too bad for a Friday. Altcoins have slid a little bit. We're at 22 out of 100, so it's still BTC dominant. You can see BTC... Hey. Hold on. Let me take care of the dogs. I'll be right back. BTC is leading the way in the green. Alts are following. BTC dominant, 22 out of 100. We need the alts to start doing something. All right, got a little bit of an outflow. We expected that with yesterday. Open interest is kind of right now with perps at 635. Futures at right around 3 billion. Let's swing it on over to HBAR where, yes, there was a discount in aisle 2 yesterday. Blue light special for all you Kmart fans in the house. The HBAR lows got us down there to 15.97. That's right, 15.6 in some of those candlesticks. So you were able to snatch up some of that HBAR, and in fact, look at that. You were able to see it pop up to almost 17 cents here. But here's the deal, though. Quickly got rejected right around that 17-cent mark. So the market's telling us, look, you could get a little discount at 15.6, but we're going to reject you HBAR right now at 16.8, 17 cents at the high. That's not juicy. That's not good, girlfriend. We don't like that. We were hoping to get a little bit more of an aggressive rebound, but then again, that's why you see the altcoin season thing right now at 22 out of 100. BTC's price is just being strong. It's just the deal right now, okay? So HBAR, look, we need a little bit of luck. The other thing with HBAR, we need some more volume. 139 million isn't really super juicy. Zoom out to the 1 month and you're looking at this going, oh, I don't know. And the 1 year chart doesn't look that good. I know. It's better than where we were before the election, but still, like all the juice that we had here right after the election, early December, early mid-January when we were at 30 plus cents, we are way far away from that now. And we're going to need a lot more than 100 basis point cut rocket fuel action to get us back to that. What do we got coming up, though? Well, not only do we have FOMC meeting coming up here soon, we also got crypto reg discussions happening next week, Tuesday. Now, it doesn't mean they're voting on it. We're just going to have some discussions on it, and that's subcommittee markup, okay? So we still got some time for that. That's a big thing that could help us out with the alts. Swinging on over to XRP, okay, kind of the same story. Zoom out to the 7-day and you're like, there's a lot of volatility here. Swing out to the 1 month and you're like, poop sandwich. This chart looks a little bit different though, right? Look at the HBAR 1 year chart where you're like, okay, some of your best days were here. Look at the XRP one. Definitely a different looking chart where that support is very strong north of the $2 mark. Let's go to those candlesticks and see where we got some action here. XRP lows were right around that 205 mark, 205.93, 205.80s right there. We did get pushed back down right here at that 218.85, right under 219, 219.03 actually the high on this candlestick right here. Market was like, no, though. And again, we wanted more than that. We saw Bitcoin pop up quite a bit more from where it was. In fact, here, look at this, right? Look at Bitcoin, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go to the 15-minute on Bitcoin right here. Look at Bitcoin pop back up to that 105 mark. So you can see they're all doing the same thing, right? They all kind of got that near-term rejection point where they've been pushed down. Those charts look similar, don't they? Right? Look at that. Look at that. Come on now. We're all trading like a big blob, aren't we? All three were below where they were before the moves happened, so we're needing more. This is kind of soft going into the weekend, and I'm not talking like Viagra Cialis soft. I'm talking like, look, the volume is okay, but we just don't have any good momentum. This move was pretty weak on the way back. Getting rejected, all three BTC as well. This isn't really good. Let's hope China doesn't pee in our Cheerios. That could really piss us all off. The other thing we got to look out for is the Musk-Trump thing. That could send us back into the red. And here's a big problem with that. The big problem is we have a lot of negative catalysts right now because, let's be honest, Trump, you ain't getting a 100 basis point cut from Jerome Powell. For real. You're getting 100% chance of Roni of what? Of pause action, baby. Which ain't going to help the markets out at all. So this is ideally not the setup we wanted going into the weekend with the soft rebound after the correction from yesterday. Thank you, Musk and Trump, for your pissing match on our economic juiciness, our money, whatever you want to call it. Kraken IPO. Any takers in the house? Let me know down below. I don't think this is going to be as big as the Circle IPO, but then again, the Circle one has just been absolutely bonkers. Do I expect a pullback in the Circle IPO price? You bet your butt I do. Do I think we're going to go back down to the initial offering of $31? Oh, I don't know. My entry point, like where I'm sitting at, I'm only going to get in at $40 or less. Does that mean I'm going to get in? Oh, I don't know. Probably not, but I'm not going to chase it though. All right, I'm going to stick to where I can find deals. And that's what this market is all about right now. Having cash ready, having the capital there, and looking for deals. If you don't find a deal here, go find a deal over there. And if the deal over there ain't juicy, then go find a deal over there. That's what it's all about. That's why I asked you yesterday. I was like, yo, did you scoop up any HBAR, any XRP, or anything like that? I did get denied the Circle IPO, so I had some money available to shop. The Kraken one, I don't know. I would have to see what their valuations are, because if they're trying to evaluate super crazy high and try to ride this like momentum, I don't know. The other thing too is Kraken is going to rely very heavily on regs. Think of stablecoins. Easier to pass the regs on stablecoins than it is for the rest of the crypto market. And think stablecoins, you've seen every player get into that, but you haven't seen every player get into crypto. And Kraken, would they benefit as much as Circle? So I don't know. I excited about it? Yes. As excited about it as Circle? Definitely not. Would it be something I would get into? Yeah, I think I'd put my name in on that one. I wouldn't put as much money into it as I would Circle personally, but that's just me. There's other things out there that I think I would try to snipe better than that. But let me know what your thoughts are down below. Let me know what your thoughts are also on the weekend, right? We're kind of soft rebound going into the weekend. Obviously, the volume is going to take a, and hopefully Trump and Musk play well. Hopefully Z in China doesn't see anything that could disrupt the markets. If not, hey, guess what that does? Puts us back into the buy zone, everyone. And if you're ready with your dry powder, you know what to do. Yeah. Choo-choo, bitches. That's what you do.